nothing like the experience of raising your first dog. Of course, that kid's not even me. That's me. And that crazy hound I'm chasing is Marley, the world's worst dog.
Marley and Me is a funny and touching book. It is the story of the link between the man and his dog, which reaches the intensity and the intimacy of a family relationship. Marley and Me is an autobiographical novel written by the American journalist John Grogan, dedicated to his dog Marley, a puppy Labrador. In the United States, this book had a great success and 3 million copies were sold, ranking first in the bestseller classification. John Grogan is an American journalist and novelist. At the beginning of his career, he worked as a journalist for a little editor in the state of Michigan. Here, he met Jenny, his future wife. Marley and Me is his most popular book. In the United States, it moved the readers, and millions of copies were sold, and it was appreciated also by the New York Times, the Philadelphia Inquirer, the USA Today, and the People. Mr. Grogan was a reporter for different journals of Michigan and Florida, and after he became a bureau chief for the Philadelphia Inquirer. Today, he lives in Pennsylvania with his wife Jenny and their 3 children. The book beautifully takes us through the lives of the 3 young and newly married couple, John and Jenny Grogan, who start off their family with an adorable puppy, Marley. Despite the madness, the puppy loves unconditionally John and Jenny. The author uses both the ironic and the moving style. He describes the simple daily life and the deepest feeling of the soul, without being banal or repetitive. As the protagonist, also the reader will fall in love with Marley. This book can communicate that a pet is not a toy, but it has its character, its habits, positive and negative aspects, as any other living being. Thanks to its characteristics, we consider our pet unique and irreplaceable, and we remember it with love also years after its death. The film Marley and Me is based on the homónimo book. It was distributed in 2008 and it was directed by David Frankel. The protagonists are John and Jenny, performed by Owen Wilson and Jennifer Aniston respectively. Marley turns their life into a funny disaster, showing furniture, terrorizing neighbors. Grogan brings into the book the element of how much Marley contributed to the family at times of distress and depression, and how Marley bonds with each family member.
Sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard.
Unfortunately, the movie takes a little extra lenience at that point, going into a little overdrive of detail of John and Jenny's love life, which is quite unnecessary, as it's the excessive description of John's career as a journalist and interactions with his boss. The movie treats Marley as more of a background shade in the Grogan family. There are some moments in the book very funny. Marley being thrown out of a obedience school, Marley dragging the iron dining table in a Florida restaurant, Marley jumping out of the car, dog beach mishaps and many more. The many sensitive moments that the Grogan family goes through, from the excitement of their first pregnancy through the disappointment of the subsequent miscarriage. The author describes Marley's role in the family with utmost perfection. The movie, however, selects very few of these incidents and tackles them oddly, most times just mentioning the incidents or combining them into one scene, and the laughs and cries are fewer than in the book. For a movie that condensed what could have been the funniest scenes, Marley's death was a painful 15 minutes of the movie. It left the audience with a large amount of sadness, and the stretched time of Marley's death was just to show the acting prowess of the two actors.